Every great finishing process starts with clean water, and the TC250 makes sure you always have it. The TC250 is a compact, high-efficiency workstation designed to keep your shop clean, reduce water waste, and streamline part finishing. Before we look at the full TC250 system, let's start with the control panel. The TC250 is designed to be simple and intuitive with only 4 buttons. First, the start button, which activates the recycling process once the gray water tank is close to full. The stop button, which is available at any time if you need to pause or interrupt the recycling process. The reset button, which is used when a cycle finishes and want to use the faucet again. And finally, the fill button, which is used during startup. It fills the clean water holding tank so the system is ready for use. And that's actually the very first thing we do when we start up the TC250. Press the fill button. Filling the clean water holding tank ensures the faucet has water immediately. So the machine does this by opening up the solenoid valve in the back, which you just saw, and this allows the main water supply to flow directly through the clean water tank, as you see here. So now we have our clean water holding tank filled up, and our faucet is ready to go. Awesome! Now we can get right into cleaning our parts and rinsing our media. Before we continue, I want to show you how the water travels from the bottom of the holding tank to the faucet, through our clean water pump, and then pushed directly to the perimeter of the sink. And then at that point, it goes up into the faucet, and it's ready to go. Okay, now we can continue with our process flow. Next step is once the gray water is rinsed off the parts and media, where does it go? Well, once it drains through our media catch pan, it goes directly into our gray water sump tank at the bottom. Let's see if we can get a closer look from the back. Still a little difficult. Okay, we're going to try something else. Let's pull out the tank with our side drawer. That's better. And one more angle just to make sure we got it. Okay, let's review our process flow so far. We've gone over how the main water supply first travels to the clean water holding tank, and once that's filled, then the faucet can be used, which then drains to the gray water sub tank at the bottom. Now let's show how that gray water travels from the bottom into the process tank where it awaits future wastewater treatment. The pressure supplied by the sump pump allows it to make its way to the top of the process tank, offering a smooth delivery. Now that we are using our workstation to clean parts and media, the process tank is going to gradually start filling up. And as our process tank fills up with the wastewater, our holding tank of clean water starts to decrease. You can also see the water level your process tank is at through the clear plastic recirculation tube. So once the process tank is close to full, the red light will go off, signaling it's time to treat the wastewater. It will also cease operation of the sink. Now we can press start to initiate the recycling process. The first step is to homogenize the wastewater through mixing from the bottom of the tank and back through the top. This pump is specifically designated for mixing and recirculation through the process tank. Now that everything is properly mixed, we can add our treatment powder through our vacuum delivery system. This powder is able to remove all of the suspended contaminants by forming heavy clumps that can then be filtered. So after the flocculant compound is added, then a second mix is done to distribute everything. Then after that, there's a quick air injection to add to the effectiveness of the floc separation. And lastly, a 20-minute final rest to ensure we get clean and clear water. After our little rest, it's time to separate our solids from our newly recycled water by slightly turning the valve open. This allows water to drain from the bottom into the filter drawer below the sink. Here's a closer look on how it appears when the filter drawer is closed and ready to go. So now we have an idea of how the solids get captured. But where does the recycled water go? Well, kind of like a coffee filter, the water will pass through the filter down into the clean water sump tank, which is next to the gray water sump tank, and also has a drawer that makes it easy to access. To get the clean water back into the holding tank, we have a sump pump that delivers it back through the top, as shown here. So we can think of the clean water sump tank as a catch pan for the filtered water, and the sump pump acts as a middleman that delivers the water back to the holding tank for future use. And before we forget, there's one last feature to mention, which is the UV sterilization. This add-on allows water to recirculate from the bottom of the holding tank to the top, passing it through a UV light, which helps significantly reduce microbial growth in the water. After the recycling process is done, we press the reset button, and now we have water that is ready to use again. And this is the TC250 Water Recycling System. Simple, clean, and built to run. Visit us online for more details and info.